Gen Z, the generation that has the whole world on their shoulders. Climate change is their personal crisis in a lot of ways, and they're just trying to survive in a world where the future feels more like a dystopian movie than, a normal planet. But I mean, it's fine, right? But seriously, you might have heard about this whole thing called eco anxiety. That delightful feeling of panic, doom, and existential dread. That feeling that you get whenever you read the news or look at anything climate related online. Very fun stuff, right? According to research conducted by Hickman and all his friends, 2021, 59% of Gen Z is very or extremely worried about climate change. And 45% of those individuals say that their anxiety is so bad it impacts their daily lives. Basically, doing laundry while the entire world is burning outside. This isn't just some abstract fear. Eco anxiety is real. It's not like worrying about your Wi Fi signal during the middle of a K drama binge. No, this is about worrying whether your planet is going to survive the next 10 years. So, what's the solution? I bet a lot of you are thinking, well, Dylan, why don't we just, I don't know, plant a tree and then, call it a day? Nah, it's not that simple. And hopefully you didn't actually think it would be that simple. Eco anxiety is the chronic stress and distress caused by the overwhelming, often apocalyptic, news about climate change. And let me tell you, it's not just keeping people up at night, it's affecting real decisions. Gen Z isn't just anxious about the climate, they're making major life decisions based on it, like career choices, family planning, and travel. Your vacation to Romania might seem great, but you're more likely to get a ticket to the carbon guilt trip. But hold up, it's not all doom and gloom. Apparently, some people, shout out these guys, think eco anxiety is actually a motivator. Yeah, because nothing gets you out of bed in the morning like a nice, healthy dose of existential dread. I mean, seriously though, this anxiety isn't just a mental health issue, it's sparking massive movements. Think about movements like Fridays for Future and eco-friendly influencer content on Instagram. So how does Gen Z deal with all this? Well, apparently, some people have got a few coping mechanisms. And no, they're not just binge watching Netflix in the dark while crying. They've actually got a plan. And there's 3 main strategies. The first one being problem-focused coping, aka actually doing something about it. The second one is meaning-focused coping, aka framing the apocalypse with a sense of purpose. And the third one is emotion-focused coping, aka crying in a support group and calling it self-care. But on a serious note, these coping mechanisms are really important. A lot of people who are studying or actively studying climate change use a lot of these coping mechanisms because this is a topic that they're exposed to a lot. And that's not to say it's only for climate experts or people who are more versed than we are on the subject, but it can also be used for us whenever we feel anxious about climate and where we take our futures. Aside from that though, problem-focused coping means they're taking action, whether it's protesting, advocating for policy changes, or just cutting back on plastic. Emotion-focused coping though can be helpful by fostering strong communities and mental health support. And meaning-focused coping, that's about finding a greater purpose within this giant bubble of chaos, which is admirable to say the least. Now don't forget, there's one big tool in Gen Z's climate action toolbox, and it's arguably the most important: social media. Yep, I'm talking about Instagram-y, I'm talking about Twitter-y, I'm talking about all of those good, juicy networks. They're basically the new United Nations, but with more filters and fewer world leaders. And hey, I mean, it works. Who needs climate conferences when you've got viral climate memes, right? But in all seriousness, Gen Z is not just the anxiety generation. They're also the generation that's transforming that anxiety into something more like action. They're shaping this future, not just reacting to it, whether it's through digital activism, protest movements, or just making smarter, more sustainable decisions every day. They're proving that climate anxiety can be a force for change and not just fear. Maybe climate anxiety, or eco anxiety, isn't just something to quote unquote get over. Maybe it's something to use, something that can fuel us, because if anyone's gonna fix this mess, it's gonna be this generation. A generation that's mad enough to do something about it. So, yeah, if you enjoyed watching me sarcastically tackle climate crisis, look at the description. I have studies there and some cool studies, or my study and some other cool studies that you would like. So, yeah, stay aware, stay active, stay green, and yeah, that's about it. See ya.